Hey, what's going on, everybody? In this video, I want to talk about negative entities, demons, negative interdimensional beings, because for me, I was always in a state of perpetual fear and angst and worry about these things. When I was a little kid, I could not even go upstairs in my own house because I was afraid of the dark. I was afraid of the big, bad, evil force, right? I wasn't even afraid of a human being being in the dark that was gonna get me. No, it was something else. And so this video is dedicated to the people that feel this fear of the dark, of the evil forces in this world, more specifically the interdimensional beings that you may at times feel that you are afraid of, that you have no power. And the thing is that my spiritual journey has taught me is that these beings actually have no power in and of themselves. And so that's what this video is going to be about. And if you're new to this channel, my name is Austin, and I help people shift their vibration to infinity and beyond. Now, I want to explain first off what these things are, because for me, I always thought, there were some crazy force that I had no power. I'm a little human that has no power. But what I've found is that humans, a good part of humans, actually create these things. Because what you could think of as a demon, and this is what's helped me, think of a demon, think of a negative vibrational entity as a specific thought form. Meaning that whenever someone thinks in the same way and someone is having very negative emotions, and human beings throughout the eons have had so much pain, suffering, there is something that is generated, that is created from these inner feelings, these thoughts that we have. And that can be thought of as a demon, as a negative thought form. And when you look at it from this perspective, it gives you the knowing that if they are a creation of thought, if they are not powerful in and of it themselves, then this means that we have the power to live our life free of them. And the thing to understand that's helped me is to understand that you can only perceive that which you are the vibration of. And this means that in order for a negative entity, a demon, to interact with you, it has to be sharing the same vibrational frequency as you. They always need an invitation, right? And so this is the key thing to understand, because when I was a little kid, I thought, like, no matter what I do, they will always have power over me in some way. But this is not the case. It has to be a vibrational match. So you can begin to raise your frequency in order to not be a match to these beings anymore. And this is the way that if you do feel a demonic presence in your life, if you feel a negative entity, if you feel a negative interdimensional being around you, or you're feeling a presence with you, but it's not a good presence, what you have to do is you have to break the script. Meaning that whenever there is an interaction with a negative thought form, demon, whatever you want to call it, and the human being, there is always a typical way that things go. There's always a typical way that things happen, often based in fear, based in whatever the negative emotion is that is allowing this being to interface with the human and feed off of the human's energy in order for that being to continually get energy, since it is not connected with source. And the thing is that what you want to do is you need to break the script, meaning in order to break the script of fear, or the habitual way, the commonality, you have to act in a way that is completely off guard, that is completely unorthodox, that is completely unexpected by this being, right? Because when you change your vibration, the being cannot share the same space with you. So if you're feeling fear and you feel like maybe there's a being here with me, you can be like, "Hello, being. Good day. I bid you good day. How are you, sir? How are you?" And replace your fear with joy. Replace your angst with love. And this can be easier said than done, but all you have to do is remember in the moment where you are upstairs in your house and you're in the dark and you feel this being, realize that the only way that it is going to be interacting with you is through your own vibration. So what you can do is you begin to act in any way possible that does not fit the typical script of fear, the typical script of a perpetuator waiting for a person to act in a specific way, to source a specific emotion so that they can get their energy. What you have to do is do something silly, be happy, shift yourself into a vibration that is not in accordance with them. And when you do that, they cannot touch you. You are completely independent of these things in that moment. And when you do this, it can be fun. It can be like a game, right? Because I don't actually struggle with like a perpetual fear of these things anymore. But when I did, what I would do often is I would pray. That can work, right? You can also use things like sage, like crystals, anything that is of a vibration, a higher vibration that these things do not, they can't interact with, they cannot interface with. You can also call in your spirit guides. You can say a prayer to God. You can do whatever it is that you have to do to raise your vibration. You can call in your ancestors, right? The interdimensional beings that watch over us. You can do whatever you need to do, but the way I've found is to replace fear with wacky delight. And it could be hilarious, right? Because when you really view these things as what they are, you begin to view them as more of like a immature being that is like forgotten its connection with source and is like looking the other way and like needs other people to manipulate them to get energy. And when you look at it from this perspective and you sink into the higher perspective, link up with your higher self and you look, you can actually feel bad for these beings. You can actually have sympathy, empathy, and you can begin to invite them into your experience. And the ironic thing, the paradox is that when you do that, they will be out of your experience so fast because that does not fit the typical script, right? And so these are things that have helped me remove these presences, these negative interdimensional beings from my life, because I'm a clairsentient human being, meaning I can feel everything, so I know when the presences are around, but I can't actually see them. So for you, understand which way you sense them, and the whole point of this video is not to put fear into you, but rather to empower you to be able to deal with these things when the feeling of fear arises within you. And the whole reason I explained what they are and how they work is just to give you that knowing and to realize, to shift it from they have the power to you have the power, right? And that is how you can defeat these things, because you don't want to wage war with a negative interdimensional being. You don't want to resist it, because whatever you resist persists. It's like that will just add more and more energy to the being, right? So what you have to do is you have to break the script. Either ignore them completely, shift your attention to something else where your vibration is in a different frequency which they cannot interact with, or break the script and interact with them in a wacky way. And it's like, hello sir, how are you? Thank you for being here. I love you. Well, do you want to come back to source with me? Do you want to feel the energy of the universe? And then all of a sudden they will be like, whoop, I'm out of here. I'm going to go find someone else. And remember the scare tactics. Remember that when you are raising your vibration, change can be weird, where certain vibrational realities will cling for dear life. They will not want to lose you as a source of their energy. So realize that when things often seem the worst, when you've been trying to raise your frequency and it just seems like it's the worst it could possibly be, much of the time, this is a scare tactic that is implemented into your life specifically. And so it often is darkest before dawn. It often is the hardest to overcome these things right before you're about to, right? And so I hope you enjoyed this video about what a demon is, what a negative interdimensional being is, that it really has no power in and of itself. It's trying to get up here to interface with your energy, but when you change your energy, you're not a match to them anymore. And so that's what's helped me to shift my mind from being like so afraid of these things and like I can't even go around in my house in the dark because what if there's something there? Realize that if you shift your vibration and you understand what they are, then they have no power over you. And so I hope you enjoyed this video, and my name is Austin, and much love and light. Namaste.